There's a lot to enjoy about Peacemaker, the characters, the storyline, and even the dashing suits. However, with James Gunn revealing what he did about Vigilante's suit, the show has only cemented itself as one of the best superheroes, or, to be more accurate, anti-hero shows out there. Just what did Gunn say? Join us as we share the deets about what the Peacemaker creator had to say about Vigilante's suit and more. First up, fans have a question about Vigilante's suit. James Gunn is responsible for the show behind everyone's favorite spinoff, while Peacemaker, Amanda Waller's daughter, Leota Adebayo, and Project Butterfly leader, Clemson Mern, are all stars on the show. Freddie Stroma's Vigilante has a special place in the fans' hearts. With Adrian Chase behind the mask, the sociopathic busboy is fighting crime alongside Peacemaker, all the while donning a full-body suit with a helmet to go with it. Thanks to their violent tendencies, there's almost a brother-like relationship between Peacemaker and him. With all that said, it's no surprise that some fans are keeping an extra close eye on him. So much so that one fan decided to ask Gunn the question everyone had been dying to ask: what about Adrian Chase's eyesight? If you've laid eyes on a picture of the man behind the mask, you'll know that he needs glasses, but you don't see Vigilante wearing any glasses, now do you? Naturally, fans were curious to know what was up with that. Does Adrian wear glasses as a part of his alter ego like Clark Kent, or is it a different story? Well, James Gunn is here to answer. Next up, James Gunn reveals the secret. Fortunately for us, when the 56-year-old screenwriter and director came across the question of his Twitter feed on October 21, 2022, he didn't shy away from answering and clearing all doubts on the matter. What did he have to say? Well, in a shocking revelation, Gunn revealed that Vigilante, in fact, does need glasses. But wait, if that's true, how does he kick ass then? Easy. The helmet is prescription. In his tweet, Gunn wrote that the red visor in his costume has his prescription. With 1.8 likes to show for, it's easy to see no one expected that answer. None of us thought you could take up the mantle of a badass antihero with glasses, and so for Gunn to come out and say this is nothing less of a shocker, one that we're gonna need some time wrapping our heads around. Now, how did the fans react? Obviously, with that kind of revelation, people had a lot to say, but for the most part, Gunn's replies were swarming with people who thought this was the new detail about their favorite restaurant busboy was simply dope. One fan wrote about how, as someone who wears glasses, this tweet makes them very happy. Others bonded over the greatness of prescription sunglasses. And then there were those who tried to make light of the situation, commenting things like, Vigilante? More like, Vigi can't see. Good one, guys. Coming up, is Vigilante the only glasses-wearing superhero? For all of you glasses-wearing folks, Vigilante is not the only superhero who wears glasses. Many might argue that we got our representation with Clark Kent, but let's be real, the Man of Steel never needed them, so it didn't hit the same way. But with Vigilante, things are different. The touch of realism strikes home since we rarely, if ever, get to meet a glasses-wearing badass. Lucky for us, there are more in DC's extended universe. Two, to be, in fact. First, there's Carrie Kelly, who, if you don't know, is the first female Robin in the comics. And then there's the Oracle, a mantle that's later taken up by Barbara Gordon in the series. You know, the one who's going to lead that HBO Max's scrapped film. Regardless, the Oracle wore glasses. Next up, Vigilante might be the better character in Season 2. Season 1 of The Peacemaker was a hit, and while Christopher Smith may have been the star of the show, Freddie Stroma's Adrian Chase came real close to upstaging him, which is saying something. After all, Freddie was kind of introduced to the show after 5 episodes had already been filmed following a recast. For his character to manage that in those sorts of circumstances is nothing short of impressive. With that said, going into Season 2, the writers might have to make sure that they're not making Vigilante the star of the show. It's kinda called Peacemaker, if you get what we mean. Regardless, the question is, can they avoid it? Well, let's take a closer look. Moving on, here's Peacemaker's story so far. So, Season 1 kind of focuses on a lost Chris, as he tried to stomach the realization that he might not be the person he thought he was. Hanging out with Rick Flag will do that to you. With that said, the first season is all about Chris unlearning his father's ideologies. Once he's accepted that there's a fundamental flaw to the way he does things, Chris goes on to welcome people in his life and build actual relationships, all the while killing his white supremacist father. Yeah, that happens. Anyway, at the end of it all, Peacemaker is a new man, a better man, which is, you know, great and all. However, there's one question. With his character arc almost wrapped up, what are the writers going to do with Chris for the second season? Look, we love our mentally stable characters, but let's be real. When it comes to Vigilante's troubles and Peacemaker's now normal life, who do you think fans are going to focus on more? Peacemaker's storyline going in the new season is definitely going to be more toned down and less outrageous. So Vigilante, duh. Now, let's take a look at Vigilante's plotline. While Peacemaker was picking up lessons left and right in Season 1, Vigilante remained more or less the same. He emerges out of the season with the same violence and rage we saw the first time around. With that said, Vigilante is certainly going to have a lot going on in the new season, making a lot of us think that there's going to be a change in the spotlight. Up next, is there a solution? Now, what the writers could do is to recreate the same narrative tricks we saw in Season 1. They're tried and tested, so it's a safe bet when it comes to creative direction, but at the same time, it risks making the series come off as competitive. So, you know, a double-edged sword. However, there's something the writers can do that would solve all their problems. If you've read the comics, you might remember that following his father's death, Peacemaker is haunted by the ghost of his father, who pushes him to kill. If you remember the season's finale, you'll know that despite having killed Wolfgang Schmidt, Chris sees him in the woods. He even talks to him before trying to kill him with a blowgun. Do you see what we're trying to get at here? Season 2 could be all about Peacemaker exploring his new identity with a devil on his shoulder the entire time. If the writers do decide to take this direction, it's certainly going to keep the titular hero in the spotlight. Not only that, but it'll drive home the point that trauma isn't something that's fixed overnight. Coming up, the plot of the new season. Season 2 is in the works right now. That means Gunn is busy working on the scripts, and while he may be delving into his suit's secrets on Twitter, he's not exactly revealing plot details. With Season 1 centering around alien butterflies taking over the planet, we're not too sure we can come up with a good enough theory. Still, there are plenty of plot threads hanging loose from the first season. That means Season 2 has loads of potential. We already discussed one possible storyline. The other one could have something to do with the fallout of Adebayo's decision to reveal what's going on at Bellerive to the public. With Suicide Squad schemes now out in the open, it might be game over for Amanda Waller. Or is our favorite prison warden going to try to clear her name? That would mean going against her own daughter, so we're not too sure. In an interview with Variety, Gunn was asked about his plans for the new show, and he said he had a vague idea but insisted that character stuff comes first for him. He's apparently still playing with a lot of different things, which, in James Gunn's terms, means only good things. Finally, when's the new season coming out? With all that said and done, the most important question at the end of the day is when is the new season coming up? Unfortunately, that's one question we don't have an answer to. Considering Gunn is busy directing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for Marvel, we're gonna say it'll take a while. Apparently, the director is going to direct and write all 7 episodes of the new season, and he's only going to get around to it when he's done with the Guardians. Guess that's the price you pay for working for 2 mega franchises. Alright, what do you think of the Vigilante's suit? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Bye now!